job or anything like that. We need teachers, we need firemen, we need police officers. But let's just see how this works. See, this is the fundamental disconnect between thinking people and leftist ideologues that we have in power or at the New York Times. See, there's a split here in America. We see things differently, but they're connected. But here we are. We're living in too lowville. Everything's too low here. And evil. It's evil, too lowville. You see, you live here in too lowville, and you're getting too low of wages because you're working for the evil private sector, that evil private company that produces whatever it is, plant-killing products that are just killing the planet, and you sell them to the evil Walmart that is just selling them to other people in too lowville then just to make their evil profit. And then, of course, they're not paying enough sales tax to the state and local and Fed. And of course, they're not paying enough corporate tax here. And you in too lowville, because you have too low of wages, aren't paying enough income tax. That's half of the story. But here, in the shiny, happy place where Paul Krugman lives and the president, oh, they do a lot of great things. Oh, they do so many great things. They make everything shiny and happy. And here, where all of the teachers work, it's the work too hard school there. That's happening. Study too much, work too hard. And the police and the firehouse are here with the firemen and the police and the teachers working too hard. And all these guys are doing is just trying to make things shiny and happy. They do a lot of good. They do a lot of great things here, the state and local and federal government, they do. But hiring people isn't one of them. Teachers don't create jobs. Police don't create. We want more police officers. Shouldn't we be trying to build a society where we don't have to have so many police officers? I'm just saying. Progressives shudder at the mere thought of any public cuts, no matter how much common sense they make. If we can't afford it, I'm sorry, we have to cut. The same thing happens over here in too lowville. The evil corporations. Oh, what we'll do is we'll just erase you. Oh, that's what we'll do. No. They want to create more jobs because it means more money for them. We should be wanting people to create more jobs because it means more money in tax revenue. In North Dakota, one of the ballot items is that we should eliminate the property tax entirely. It makes me, for the very first time in my life, want to live in North Dakota. I mean, sure, South Dakota has all the beaches, but North Dakota's pretty sweet, I hear now. They're in favor of the ban. Non-organized group of frustrated citizens in favor of the ban, but they've been outraised by property tax ban opponents. Now, who's taking their money and saying, I have got to beat this? By the way, they're just being outraised by the narrow margin of $500,000 to $12,000. Really? There are that many people that are like, I have got to write a check to keep that property tax there. Really? Which one do you think is getting outside help? Why are people defending more taxes from the government? Well, you can say you bought into the lie of too lowville. You could buy that. But wouldn't you also then have to at least recognize that the government has failed almost every step of the way and almost everything they've ever tried? I mean, think about what they're doing. They're fear-mongering over public cuts and saying that we won't be able to meet basic needs. I got news for you. If we don't fix this debt, we won't be able to afford anything. Nearly every single government out there spends more money than it takes in. They put more out than they take in. Every government on the planet, every government in the United States almost. And then they have the cojones to lecture us about making cuts. We've already made cuts in too lowville. I like more, please. They blame the cuts for the problem. We all know the problem isn't the cuts. There are enough taxes to go around. We got the taxes. We got sales tax, income tax, gas tax, cigarette tax, building permit taxes, hunting permit taxes, fishing license taxes, liquor taxes, luxury taxes, unemployment taxes, capital gains tax, payroll taxes, dog license tax, death tax, tolls, utility taxes. I could go on. You want to talk about fairness? What is fair about getting rich off the backs of hardworking people, robbing them of their bounty with endless taxes, while leaving the state and the city and the country on the brink of financial ruin, where every teacher will lose their job? You spend way more than all of those taxes bring in. That's the problem. Stop spending. And we as people have to stop depending on the government. It's not really hard to see what our future holds. It's grim if we continue to depend on out-of-control governments. They are trying over and over and over again to bail out everything. Bail this out, bail that out, bail this country out, bail Europe out. Look where it's taking Europe. Further in the hole. Spain's $125 billion bailout helped for about 10 and a half seconds before it quickly became apparent that's not going to accomplish anything except put Spain in a bigger hole. It also turned all the eyes last night towards Italy, the next pig on the list of expected failures. Trouble in Italy. Their stock market has performed the worst on the entire continent, down 2.8%. Italy is considered by many to be the cultural cradle of the world. Take the Trevi Fountain. It was completed in 1762. It's older than our country. Well, see some of this fancy curly-cute crap up here at the top? It's starting to fall down here because Italy doesn't have enough money to maintain it. They can't stop their most prized cultural relics from crumbling to the ground because they can't afford it. Italy's debt woes are only surpassed by Greece and Japan. The cost of borrowing is now rising so rapidly, it's becoming more and more likely that they are going to be completely unable to repay their debt. Default trouble. They don't have the cash for everything that they want to buy. So they'll go the bailout route. And when they fail, who's next? Last night, the next one to step up. After Italy, I read a story about France. France is now reportedly 2 months until France is in the bullseye. 2 months from collapse, which is interesting to me because it mirrors another timeline given by George Soros, who said 3 months Europe has left. 3 months. He said that a month ago. Oh, wait, it's exactly like... Europe is throwing money. Might as well throw it into the Trevi Fountain. At least somebody would be able to wade into that water and get it. The people are once again buying into failed leftist ideology. We've showed you the far left on the rise in various European countries. It's getting worse in Greece, not better. And now, let me show you France. They just elected a socialist president. But even more troublesome is how the Socialist Party is about to gain a majority of seats in France's National Assembly after a strong performance on the first round of parliamentary elections. Their first promise is to roll back the austerity cuts and fire up the government printing press again. We can do it. Greece was going to do that. They were going to spend and borrow. See, they can't print. We can. They can't. But they're going down. Greece. Spain tried spending and borrowing in the green economy, and they're going down. Italy is about to try it, and it won't work for them either. They're about to go down. And in 2 months, according to experts, France will go down too. The EU bailout fund is not an endless money tree. Yet they keep shunning spending cuts and keep embracing more bailouts. It's just the next dollar. It's the next dollar. My gosh, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I know that. It's the next drink. It's the next job that's going to make me happy. They're alcoholics. They're out of control. And they refuse to let go of the handouts. It's insanity. A few years ago, I showed you this. I showed you the Kondraciev wave. Prosperity, recession, depression, improvement. It was named after this guy. You might not recognize him in this picture. He was asked by Stalin, which is better, communism or capitalism? And he said, let me think about it for a while. And so I don't recognize him in this picture because what I've seen, he has a little hole right here. But anyway, he said this is the way the economy works. And it's true. How a capitalist economy works. There are long waves, long stretches of growth, Sometimes they last decades, sometimes downtimes last decades as well, but it's cyclical. It's an ongoing struggle. It is prosperity, recession, depression, improvement. It's that. And it's natural. You can understand this wave. This is springtime, where it's starting green shoots. This is summer. It's never going to get worse than this. This is fall. Uh-oh, things look like it's getting a little colder. And this is winter. This is depression. And you think it's never going to end, but then green shoots, and it's springtime again. Come on, it's natural. Progressives try to stop anything. They try to stop winter from ever happening. And they do it with, good sounding but fruitless government regulations. The rest of us prefer emphasizing preparedness to weather the winter.